Alright, we're going to face off and we're going to center drill the shaft of our following shovel. So this piece here, this is called booker rod, so it's some threaded bar. Now this is made of steel instead of aluminium, so this one's going to be a little bit harder to machine, which means we've got to have our speeds different and we've got to have our feed rates slower. So I've gone ahead and I've marked half of this as waste. You can see it's marked black. That's the part there that's going to go in the chuck. This silver part here that doesn't have any marks on it never goes in the chuck because we don't want to ruin these threads. As soon as we dint or ruin those threads, the whole thing's sort of over. So I'm putting the black part in the chuck. I'm going to tighten it up because I need to face off and center drill that. Now, generally you would never have this much material sticking out and run a face, but because this is quite hard and we're going to run it a little bit slower, it should be alright. So we bring our tips in until we're nearly touching. Turn our lathe on. Make sure we've got coolant running. Turn it forwards. Wind it in on the X until it just touches. Wind it back. And we're going to take 0.5 millimeter off this time instead of 1 millimeter. And we're just going to very slowly feed that across the center. Across the face of our booker rod. Now you can see that I'm using a lot more coolant than I did in the last couple of steps. That's because I really want to keep my tungsten carbide tip cool. So I can bring it out. It's faced. I've still got that little bit of a nipple, which is okay. I'm going to turn that around to get it out of the way. Bring my saddle back so it's not going to impede my slide. I'm going to bring the slide up with my center drill again. Bring it over, clamp it in place. Coolant's on, lathe is on, in forwards, and I'm just going to slowly center drill that. Now again, we just run the center drill in until it gets to the shaft. So it's only that first 10 millimeters of the bit. Once we've done that, we need to take it out and need to do the exact same thing on the other side. The only difference is we need to make sure that all the black part, or the part we've marked with our waste, is still in the chuck. So to do that, you just slide it all the way in. So you've only got that finger width sticking out, and clamp it in place. Bring our safety guard back down. Turn our cutting tip around again. Wind it in. Till it's just about there. Coolant's ready to go. Wind it in till it's just about to touch. It's just touched. Make sure my coolant is there. Wind it in my 0.5 millimeter to the left. And I'm going to run a cut all the way across the surface. I can back it out. I can turn my cutting tip around. And I can bring in my center drill, all without turning the lathe off, as long as I'm aware of where everything's moving. So I bring it in, clamp my tail stock in place, bring my coolant back over, and drill my center hole. Now, as I was explaining previously with the aluminium, the swarth and little bits of waste that come off this are extremely sharp and hot, so be very cautious of touching them and running your fingers over any edges. Once that's done, in our next video we'll run the hole through the center.